What's up, Giants fans, Hub watchers, YouTube subscribers, Twitter and Instagram followers? Welcome back to another episode of the Young Guns Podcast, episode 9, entering week 10 of the NFL season. When I was making the stuff for this, I noticed we were always 1 week behind, and I was trying to think. I'm like, well, we started week 1, but we actually started after week 1. It was the Wednesday after that Sunday. But guys, shout out to all y'all for being here. Well, there's only a couple people in here. Shout out to Silver Party early as usual, and we were not late. You know, I had the thing playing for about a minute. That's why you think we were late. But guys, as you're popping in, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new, and hit the share button. Most importantly, let the people know that we out here. Also, hit the retweet button on any tweet that put out. Is there a share button on Instagram? I don't think there is. On Instagram, you guys get the gist. Shout out to Nova in the chat as well. What up, KB? How you doing?
What up, man? Chilling. Giants back at it now. Coming out the bye. Going to face those Texans, who honestly, I mean, they looked pretty good last week on Thursday Night Football against the Philadelphia Eagles. They wound up coming up short. You know, Philadelphia wound up pulling ahead towards the end, but hey, they seem like they honestly reminded me of the Giants in a lot of ways, to be honest with you. But they're not a bad team record wise. They are, but I mean, we do definitely have a worthy opponent this week, so yeah.
Shout out to Tudo Azuri with the early super chat. Thank you so much, man. $5 super chat says massive salute to Kush and KB. For all Giants fans around the world, slap all stinky boys loses out the front door hard and fast. Pause. And F all Texans loses. Tudo, you got it. It's Texans hate week officially. And it's Eagles hate year all year round. So you know how it is, Tudo.
The Texans are like the team in that there's always one team in every like sports league that you just forget exists every once in a while. The Texans are like one of those teams. I don't know why. To me, it's not even a hate thing. It's just like sometimes like, oh, the Texans are a team. Like,
give me an example in one of these other sports leagues you mentioned.
I'll give an example. In the NBA, the Phoenix Suns, because just I'm a casual NBA player, so
I was gonna say I don't know if you can use the NBA if you barely watch. Is NFL the only sport you really watch like that?
Yeah, it is. And then for MLB, you want to know a crazy one? For MLB, I just found out this team even existed, and that is the Colorado Rockies.
Why did I have a feeling you were gonna say the Rockies? Bro, I don't know why. I just
never knew they existed.
But I gotta say, the NBA one is capped because the Suns were just in the finals, so like I don't feel like that's a legit example.
I mean, back then, Phoenix was definitely a team. I was like, oh, that's a team. Like that's a team in the NBA.
What do you mean by back then? You said back then as if we established a timeline.
Let's say 10 years ago. 10 years ago. When were the Phoenix Suns really relevant?
Well, they made the finals in the 90s. They had a back-to-back
the
MVP.
90s. I'm saying I don't know.
I didn't finish. They had a back-to-back MVP in the 2000s, so they were definitely relevant. And then they made the finals again, just this past decade. I feel like they've always been relevant.
Yeah.
Whether it was
Jazz is another one. Jazz is just a random team. Like same thing with Colorado Rockies. I only know about the Rockies because my friend was drafted by them like a couple years ago, and I was like, oh, I didn't even know they existed. I'm like, what the hell is a Colorado Rockies?
Maybe got a friend in high places, and he still won't let anybody in the chat hold $1. He won't let anybody borrow money, bro.
What, you think they letting me hold $1?
As that, you gotta ask them. You never know.
Man,
I just had a feeling. I don't know why. I had a feeling you're gonna say the Rockies. But guys, we coming off the bye week. There's several things I want to go over. Recapping the bye week, information that happened, information that didn't happen, news that happened, news that didn't happen. Going into recapping basically the first half of the season and whatnot. I'm looking forward a bit as well. Shout out to you, Raj. How you doing? So let's get right into the first topic, which was the only major news that happened during the bye week.
Got into a Can-Am accident. Kind of just flipped over, or not flipped over, but tilted over, fell on my hand. So that's basically what happened.
As you guys hear, the Can-Am accident with Xavier McKinney over the course of the bye week. This was something that really split Giants fans. down the middle in terms of reaction and how they handled it on Twitter. You guys heard me last night talk about it. I'm gonna definitely go again, of course, but let's get Gio's thoughts in here.
Listen, I'm all for people like enjoying themselves. I'm not one of those people that's like hard on players, right? Like, oh, you should, your life should be, slave to football for your entire career. Listen, you're gonna go out and enjoy yourself every once in a while. I disagree that it should have been during the bye week because this is like a pivotal time in our season right now, and you probably should have just taken this time to just get right and then get right back to work. It seemed like the team and a couple, it was Xavier and a couple other players. I seen Jahad Ward also posted himself on ATV, so it seemed like it was a team sort of thing to get away at Cabo. I don't think it was very smart. And I don't think they were really paying attention to like, being cautious about their bodies because, a lot of people were saying is like it's very hard to just like have an accident on an ATV or whatever. Like you have to actually be attempting to do something in order to do that. And I agree. I don't. It is irresponsible of Xavier McKinney. I hate to be that guy, but I don't really know how everybody else, what their opinions on it is. But I hate to be that guy, but it was just irresponsible. It was just stupid. And now because of that, we're going to have to forcibly throw Dane Belton into a more pivotal role. And, although he's not bad, he's just not Xavier McKinney. And McKinney, although has not put up the big numbers as we're used to seeing, the 5 interceptions he had last season, he's definitely a big part in our defense and our pass cover game. And even in our run defense as well. He's been put in the box a lot. In certain situations and was even asked to like one-on-one cover a lot of guys. He's usually our guy we're throwing out there to one-on-one cover either a tight end or a running back. And now we're probably going to force that on somebody else. So it sucks. It really does. But yeah, you shouldn't have done that. The team shouldn't have done that. You should just take the bye, get right and get ready to for the rest of the season. So yeah, that's my take on it.
So let me start off by saying I agree with basically all your points. Not even I was thinking about saying most of your points, but I agree with all your points. Xavier McKinney wears the C on his chest, the captain badge, for a reason. So I feel like at some point and on some level we gotta stop saying like, oh, they're young, they're still basically like young adults adapting to the NFL, which isn't false, it's true. But like if you got that captain badge on your chest, the coaches see something in you and you did something to earn it. Like it comes with a certain responsibility that you need to live up to. Just like you said, couldn't phrase it better. I'm not gonna be one to tell an NFL player how to spend their time off. I like actually I'll take it a step further than you said. You thought it was irresponsible. While the act of what they were doing was irresponsible, I'm never gonna tell somebody that basically puts their life on the line for other people's entertainment how to spend their like their bye week. You know what I mean? And it's not even like Xavier was avoiding any of this. He posted before anybody. If you guys saw my reaction on Twitter, I was like, tell me this is a joke, bro.
Accountability.
He posted before anybody. He didn't let the media get a hold of it. He posted first. I'm assuming he probably called up the coaches and told them, let them know. But then he went straight to Twitter, posted, let everybody know. And he's been very consistent with his story, which leads me to believe I don't necessarily think he has any reason to lie.
Right.
And Xavier is not like and y'all better not get on me for this because I've defended these guys, but Xavier is not the same type of person as a DeAndre Baker or a Kadarius Toney. So I don't think he has any reason to lie, and I don't think he maybe have been too irresponsible with it. As I think it was Nova said in the chat, Jahad Ward was actually in Texas. He wasn't in Cabo. So it was like two different places. They were just taking part in two different activities and whatnot. With all that being said, though, and all that does need to be taken into account, he takes accountability. That's great. He shouldn't have probably been in that situation in the first place. But I really think we're looking past the fact that this is a freak accident. Like people said, it's hard to get injured on something like that. And he even clarified that it wasn't necessarily an ATV, it's a Can-Am, which is more of like a 4-seater type thing. It's like a supersized ATV.
Okay.
So if it did actually happen, like you said, it flipped and his hand got caught, maybe it was on the sidebar, that's a lot more weight crushing down on your fingers than an ATV.
Golly. So what did he got
So that
jammed
makes
between him and a
sense.
tree or something?
That
Like,
can make sense. If it like got tipped over and his hand was on the
yeah.
railing, which is what I'm imagining, that makes way more sense. You got the weight of basically an entire vehicle landing on your fingers, and that's why they're broken, right? And by the way, guys, shout out to everybody in here. I see Bookends in here as well. Cletus, once again, make sure y'all hit that share button. But we're getting back to it. With all that said, the thing I want to focus on is once again the Giants fan base, especially on Twitter and some medias, the way they've been treating this. The media hounded this dude for no reason. If you looked at the interview, like they kept asking him basically the same question over and over again. And I'm not mad that he got frustrated because he's already frustrated that the mistake even happened and that he's going to be out.
He wants to be out there just as much as
we
want him out there.
Yeah, like possibly the remainder of the season he might be out because, you know, broken bones they take like up to sometimes 2-3 months to heal properly. And so he's already frustrated from that. And you got the media out here trying to get him to basically slip up and give a quote. And, you know, he basically, you know, he turns away from them, you know, in kind of words tells them to leave him alone and whatnot. And in addition to that, you got these fans on Twitter. Like, yo, I literally saw a fan tweet, what has Xavier McKinney done for this team? We should just cut our losses. And I'm like, are you serious? Like, there's no way you're saying this right now, bro.
See, this is why.
There's no way you're saying we should cut him. And
Twitter
then I saw
is the
another
reason why.
I saw another fan tweet we should trade him. And I'm like, you guys are not serious.
Well, first of all, the trade deadline is over. Like, there's no trading.
Is legitimately, I'd say, a top 15 safety in the NFL. Very young with the potential.
I mean,
that doesn't even matter.
That doesn't even matter. Even if this was a regular schmegular player, you're gonna cut him because of that? Come on now. It doesn't make any sense. Listen, Twitter is the reason why I like take such opposite takes on things because they get so far freaking left of the whole freaking point of things. It's just like it's hard not to overreact to it, but that's crazy. I didn't see that, but that's crazy, man.
It's one of those Twitter Giants people out there that has a lot of like followers. I don't know for what reason too.
We should cut our losses. Oh my god.
This dude literally said, "What has Xavier McKinney done?" I'm like, "You're
because
just a
he
stat
doesn't
watcher.
have 5 interceptions.
You're a stat watcher.
Yeah.
What safety is gonna do that regularly?
If you watch Xavier McKinney,
he means
forget about
so
film.
much to his defense.
Yeah, just forget about film. Like, you don't even need to be a film guy. Just watch Xavier McKinney when the defense is on the field. He's making plays. He's out there covering players. There's a reason why you're not hearing his name as much is because he's out there covering players. He's not being thrown on at all. Like, he's not being tested, you know, and he's having to go one-on-one on these on coverages a lot because he's their guy to put on one-on-one coverage. He's their guy. And he's probably the most athletic.
And to say that he doesn't do anything for the defense is nonsense. He's the one that wears the green dot. He's the one that they trust the most. Mm-hmm. Now, of course, that also has the effect of it makes this mistake even way bigger because the guy that has the green dot on his helmet, that's basically the quarterback of the defense, is gone. They have since confirmed that it's going to be Julian Love wearing the green dot now, which I think that's just common sense. He was like the next best safety. He's been the one that's been out there just as long as McKinney, just 1 year longer, if anything. And he's really improved a lot this season, playing at a high level. I see a comment from Tudo. I'm going to disagree, Tudo. I have no idea what rugby contracts are like. I'm sure it's different from NFL contracts. And it's not as if Xavier's not getting punished. He's getting punished in the form that, yeah, there was a clause that said if he had a self-inflicted injury, guess what? He's not going to get a guaranteed contract from the Giants. That's what the clause states. So he's already losing tons of money. He's losing millions of dollars off of that.
He's pretty much not being paid right now.
He's basically not going to get paid by us in terms of a big contract extension, which is a terrible thing for him. Because like I said, it adds on to more frustration. He wants to be out there because he wants to play. And now he knows that he kind of compromised his second contract. As a Giants fan, though, that is a positive to take away. Yo, we're already strapped for cap. We don't got to give this man a guaranteed contract. Like, that's a positive to take away.
Wait, hold on. So, hold on. So, just
because it's a self-inflicted injury.
Yeah, but that has to do with your next contract coming up.
I read several places that
I would think that it has to do a lot with your contract that you're currently playing, and like right now he's not being paid. Like, that's what I would think. Like, right now you're not being paid.
Somebody could correct me in the chat for sure. Like, I know the Rant would probably correct me for sure, but I'm pretty sure the clause says that.
Nova.
Durant just said, I read that they're paying him despite of the clause as goodwill. Maybe he read it wrong. So the clause does exist.
Okay.
but maybe they're gonna
So it's
give him a
talking about
month.
their
I don't
current
know.
contract. Then that's what they're talking about. So he wouldn't get paid his guaranteed money in his current contract if he got hurt.
I read
Self-inflicted.
somewhere that it affected his extension with the team he was drafted as well. I'd have to look into that. It's like a clause in the rookie
Yeah, I see
contract.
that. Nova was talking about, bro. I do not think Dane Belton is ready to play single high. To be honest with you, if you guys watch Dane Belton's like majority snaps, he has been playing single high the majority of the time. Like, I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing. He hasn't really been too much of a, I don't know, a liability as a single high. He's obviously not a guy I'm gonna put full on trust in as my single high safety, but he is gonna be thrown into that role pretty quickly, and he's already been there. Like since Dane Belton has been in the lineup, he's been playing single high a lot of the time. When they have their three safeties out there, it's McKinney and Love in the box or doing their one-on-one coverage, whatever, and Belton's up top. So, and sometimes they'll switch it up where Belton's at the bottom as well, but usually Belton's up top. So it's nothing new. It's nothing that the Giants haven't done before. It's just that we're going to see more of it because Dane Belton is going to be filling in for McKinney.
Plus, it's really next man up, which has been the mentality for this team the entire year.
Mm-hmm.
Don't want to minimize at all the loss that Xavier is to this defense because it is a big loss. But we have a relatively good safety group. I hope that with the return of other players that I'm gonna get to soon, maybe that could help out the back end of the defense a little bit. But first, let us actually let me pull this up. Yeah, that is the next topic. The next topic. Let's talk about the other players that will be coming back.
You say you're confident you can play again this season?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, definitely confident I can play again this season. Just getting out there running the last couple of days felt good. Really just kind of just getting this swelling to go down completely. And then once the eyes kind of level with this eye, the vision will be back.
Is that
Level.
So, yeah, they had to go in and put a metal plate into his eye socket. I got a chance when I was making these things. I literally went through the Giants channel and I watched every single interview that I missed out on, both for to look for topics because we didn't have a game, but also like it gave a good chance to actually catch up on guys that are coming back. As you see, Shane Lemieux down here, we know that he's designated to be back sometime soon, and that's going to greatly help out the offensive line. As you just saw, Daniel Bellinger, somebody that I
Forgot
thought
about
might
Shane
not
Lemieux.
play. Yeah, somebody I thought might not play for the rest of the season. He's out here saying that he's definitely going to be back sometime during the season. His vision is already good in terms of seeing everything. It's just that like he kind of mentioned the leveled because his eye is not necessarily leveled right now.
Yeah, that's
He's
what I'm
seeing a little
saying.
bit.
Level, like
He's seeing a little bit double.
golly.
Well, I don't know how fractured eye sockets work, but they had to do surgery and put a metal
Metal
plate in his eye
plates
socket.
leveling your eye, bro. Let me tell you, this dude is an absolute dog, bro. You gotta be an absolute dog to be like, oh yeah, I'll be back in no time. Don't worry, it's just a little bit of my eye socket. I got metal in my eye socket. They had to like level it a bit. I'm like,
This
what
man can
the
never travel in an airport again, bro. The metal detector is always gonna go off.
Facts. Oh, bro, you a freaking dog, bro. Let me
You
tell
know
you,
what
I
else
got
he
hit.
said
If I got hit in the eye, I'm
that made me like
retiring.
him even more? Like just because of the toughness, he was like, I didn't even know I was bleeding like that. I thought it was sweat. And this man, we saw how much he was bleeding on the floor against the Jaguars. Like his entire front of
Yo,
his jersey was
Devin
covered.
Lloyd's on my hit list, bro, in a video game.
He didn't mention specifically, but like he also said, like it was a 1 in a million type of accident. So I don't think he necessarily holds any ill will against Devin Lloyd. I do.
You
But
gotta be some
yeah.
sort of stupid. That's some stupid technique to wrap up and you got your hand all up in somebody's helmet, bro. Come on, man. Come on,
Yeah.
bro.
But Daniel Bellinger, according to himself, gonna be back sometime during the rest of the season. Shane Lemieux is supposed to be back, I'd say, within like maybe the next 2 to 3 weeks. In fact, I'll pull up the there was a thing on the Giants website.
We just
Let's
gotta hope
see
that
here.
Shane Lemieux like stays healthy though. You know,
Cordell Flott should be back also within the next couple of weeks. He was limited practice and we've only had about 1 or 2 days so far this week for practice with the Giants. Kenny Golladay, he in his interview I got to watch, he said that he's aiming to be back this Sunday. So that's definitely
what I
something
was
to keep an
hearing
eye
too.
on. O'Shane Zimenez, who's also been out for a couple of weeks, I mentioned earlier. Hopefully, some front end help is going to help out the back end. side of the defense. Now that we're missing a safety, he's looking to be back in the next couple of weeks as well with limited practice. And those are just the main names. Of course, Ellison Smith was also called up from injury reserve, I'm pretty sure, but his name is not here on the injury report at all. And I'm sure there's probably somebody else that I'm missing, but the big names, of course, Bellinger, Neal, Lemieux, Galladay, like right out the gate, and Zimenez. I'll definitely put some respect on Zimenez's name,
Yeah,
given
those are
what he's
good
shown so
names,
far this
man.
season.
Those are good names. I forgot all about Shane Lemieux, to be honest with you, man. I was like, I forgot he even was on the team. But I just hope that he stays healthy because he's another one of those guys, man, that just can't stay on the field, it seems like. So I'm hoping he comes back healthy, and we need help. As much as we want to see Josh Azudu develop, and we're loving the development of Josh Azudu because he does look a lot better. We just need the best.
He still has a
5
ways to
guys
go as
out
well.
there.
Like he
Yeah,
still
for
has a
sure.
long way to go.
For sure. Like, but as much as we want to see Azudu out there, we got to put our best 5 guys out there for this playoff stretch that we're trying to pull off. So, we got to have Shane Lemieux back. We got to play at a high level, and I'm hoping he comes back. Shane is going to be a huge addition back if he comes back soon. We're still waiting on Aziz as well, and then Kenny Galladay coming back. Listen, as much as we talk about Kenny Galladay, we just need bodies, bro. We just need bodies at the wide receiver position. As much as we talk about it, like I said, about KG,
And save Kenny Galladay.
I don't want
say
Marcus
too much.
Johnson
Don't say
out
too
there.
much. Yeah. I was like, just don't say too much on Kenny Galladay right now.
Okay. I'm just saying, I just don't want Marcus Johnson out there. Okay, KG is better than MJ. All right, screw that guy. So,
Tudo, I didn't get to read this comment earlier. He says, in rugby, we don't get paid for self-inflicted injuries, and we also would get extended suspension without pay, depending on the severity of the violation. Well, like we read earlier in chat, if that's true, they're paying him out of goodwill because honestly, he's been the model player while being here with the Giants. One mistake, and it's costing him.
That really shows how well, like this proves that if you just take accountability and you handle your business the right way, good things will happen to you. I'm pretty he went out there, like you said, took accountability, was the first one to report on it. Wasn't blaming anybody else, and just he looks sincere. He looks extremely frustrated, and the Giants probably felt for that. They say, hey, this man honestly handled the situation perfectly. It sucks, but I guess let's pay.
I think it definitely suggests something that I feel like we all already know, but it definitely suggests that they think this dude is a cornerstone piece
player. Yeah,
for,
they don't
want
to treat this guy they don't want to treat this guy wrongly.
He's already getting bashed by fans. Let's keep it real.
It's
let's keep it real
New
for
York
a second.
media, bro. New York media.
No, not media. Fans. Let's keep it real for the
fans
past
are part
8,
of the media.
9 years. For the past 8, 9 years, I'm gonna say something that might be a little bit controversial. The New York Giants have been one of the least attractive places for young players to play because of how fans can treat the players sometimes.
Damn right. That's why I really it's fun in games on Twitter, right? It's fun in games, but these players see it. And as much as people
Twitter is a small sect of the fan base, but it's the loudest because it's the biggest platform.
It's the loudest. It's the loudest, but they're the most toxic people there. There are people literally and when people, I think it's silly when people are like, "Oh, you think that's affecting the players?" Absolutely, it is. You know how easy it is to see a post on Twitter. How many times have we been retweeted by a former New York Giants player or some sort of upper echelon person out there in Twitter? How many times do you think they've seen your tweet? Probably more often than not. They see this stuff. Look at OBJ. This man's responding to everybody right now. So what you say, your words do definitely matter, guys. This is why I can't stand. It's all fun and games on Twitter, and it's fun to laugh at and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, we got to be supportive of our players, man. We can't just be bashing everybody. Of course, there is sometimes where it's right to do so, but we just can't be bashing our cornerstone players for no reason. What kind of loyalty are they then going to have for us? We got to give the same energy that they give us.
What do you want the dude to do, man? He said, he said it's his fault. Yeah. He told everybody before, he let the media put it out.
He's human. He wanted to enjoy himself. I mean, you can't tell a grown freaking man what to do. And everybody's like, well, people are acting like he's a freaking knight or something like that. He took an oath. Bro, he's a football player. He plays a children's game. Okay.
This goes back to the topic that is
to sit there.
there's a topic that's been circulating, and we don't like to get too like necessarily political isn't the right word, but it has political like tie-ins. But this has been a kind of a controversial topic with a good amount of sports for the past couple of years, where it's like fans don't treat players as humans. They don't see them as human. They just see them as tools for their entertainment. And like it's especially been popular, not popular. It's especially been a big topic with the
Yeah,
NBA and their stars, and
I
it's becoming
agree. I
one with the
agree.
NFL and their stars as well. Where it's like, just like you said, he's not a knight, he's not a robot. Like he's gonna make a
Bro,
mistake or two. It's not like he went out there and did something heinous.
like
Like look
football
at the
players,
Raiders players, bro. Like you want to talk about something you want to bash player for? The Raiders last 4 first round picks, guys. Like, come on.
people need to understand something. Although football has probably the most toughest people in America, like they're going at it, they're still at the end of the day playing a game. Like this is a game that you could play in your backyard, just professional. This is not the United States Marine Corps. Okay, they do not owe you anything. All right, like they don't. They're human beings. They're just like me and you guys. They're just like me and you. They're not freaking special forces. Okay, so you thinking that they're gonna spend the next 15 years of their life with no sort of action at all that can possibly get them hurt, or that's ridiculous, man. Guys, you guys really need to just grow up, stop being 15-year-olds, man. These are people just like me and you. You can't be telling someone like me and you, oh, you for the next 15 years of your life, you just got to sit there and train hard. How many times have we seen, like, we say that with Kadarius Toney, his freaking rapping career? Oh my God, you play football now, you can't rap. You guys are dumb, man. You guys are just dumb. I'm sorry, there's a little rant, but that's just so stupid. Like, this guy needs to be dedicated his entire freaking life. Like, the only books you read are football books, and the only videos you watch is film. Like, that doesn't make any freaking sense, bro. Oh God, they're football players, not goddamn gladiators. But whatever.
I let the record show Kid Blue hates Giants fans confirmed.
I do. I really do. I'm not
Durant
gonna lie to you. I do. I can't stand it. That's why I go on Twitter. I just be catching smoke, bro. That's it.
Continuing with the chat here, Durant says, "I just realized that the 6 teams the Giants have won against don't have a premier wide receiver. Is that true? Tennessee doesn't. Carolina has one. They
Somebody,
have
yeah,
DJ Moore.
somebody says DJ Moore's in premier. I think DJ Moore's premier. He's just
DJ
not.
Moore's premier.
He's
He
just
wasn't
not.
used as a
Yeah,
left,
he's
but
not
he's a
used
premier
as
wide
that. As
receiver.
that. Yeah.
Who do we play? Oh yeah, Chicago doesn't have one. Green Bay doesn't
Who
have
was our
one.
opponent week 3? I was thinking about that. I can't even remember.
Well, he said the ones we won, but week 3 was our first loss against Dallas.
That was Dallas. Okay, that was Dallas loss.
Yeah.
Okay. Um,
I don't know if you could argue the Ravens have one. I don't know. You could argue they're a rookie, but I don't know what he's been
hell
doing.
no.
So yeah, you know what? I'd say with the exception of Carolina for the most part, and we'll get into that later as well.
But
Yurvar
we
says,
play who's on
yeah,
our schedule, bro. That's
that
it.
too. Yurvar says, I don't know if you have a topic, but OBJ mentioned signing with the Bills, Cowboys, and Giants. What's the chance we get him? Just wait and see. I love entertaining the idea on Twitter
talk,
too.
bro.
I love entertaining the idea because it's fun, and I love interacting with people
Yeah,
on Twitter about it. But it's like he's gonna sign with whoever gives him the
right.
best chance at winning a ring.
Honestly,
Like
y'all
that's what it
shouldn't
is.
really be looking into the tech. Like, his cryptic messaging is not meant for you to figure it out. OBJ's not stupid. He's puppeteering right now, guys. He's just drawing the crowd
He's
for the
way
big
smarter than people give
announcement.
him credit for.
Yeah, this is a big marketing thing, is what it is,
Mhm.
and it's working. And shout out to OBJ, bro. He's like trying to make his return special, and shout out to him, bro. He's a
And
special
he is
player,
gonna
man.
make it special. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah. So
It's just that
wherever
I'll
he
say
signs, it's gonna be a
he
big.
better
It's
not
gonna
go
be
to
a big move.
Dallas. That's all I'm gonna say. He
One
better
thing I
not
will
go to
say, if
Dallas.
you're really talking, here's one thing I will say, because I'm really taking everything that he's saying on Twitter with a grain of salt, but I really think that he has love for the Giants. He has love for the organization, and he honestly, I think, legit. Think about how it all happened when he started getting mad that we were losing. Is because he wanted us to win. Like, he wanted to
Mhm.
win with us so badly. So that being said, you know, he was talking about how much he loves, Giants fans, stuff like that. If he signs with Dallas, that's betrayal, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
He better not
betrayal.
sign with Dallas, man.
I will never believe any word that he says that he has love for the Giants, bro, because he knows that he's been with us long enough that Cowboys hate is real, bro. Okay, he's part of the rivalry now, and you should not want to sign with the Cow. I don't care if they throw you the bag, bro. That's
Yeah.
you don't do it, bro.
Abrar says
Uh,
Bellinger's eye looked messed up. I felt so bad. Hopefully, it's not like that forever. Yeah, even in that interview, the clip that I played,
yeah, the red
his eye
eye.
was still super red, and it's like it's probably gonna remain that way for a couple of weeks. It's
At least it
crazy.
wasn't
Once again,
bloodshot. It looked like he was it
yeah,
looked like
once again, bro, they had to
yeah.
put a metal plate. I've never heard of putting a
So where
metal
does
plate
that
in
metal
your
plate
eye
go? Like
socket.
freaking behind it,
I
they move
wanted
his eye or something? Like,
I
oh,
think what it is like depending on where the fracture is, you know how you fix regular fractures on your limbs, you put a cast on it. You can't put a cast in your eye socket, so I think they just had to like put a metal plate and bolt it on.
but like socket, like where's
Like they
this?
had to just
Like I
like
know
they
this
had to
whole thing is
bolt
the
the
socket,
socket
right?
to the metal
This
plate
whole
so that it's
thing,
straight and whatnot.
right? But this whole thing is the socket, right? But like, are
Yeah,
they
it's like the
going
whole thing. That's one
inside
wonder. It's
here,
like it
bro? Like,
depends where on the socket was
oh, bro, I don't even want
fractured.
to think about that, bro. Oh god, my eye feels like
Yeah.
jelly right now, bro. For real. I don't want to think about that. That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't mess around with the eyes, bro. I would retire if I was the Bellinger. I said I'm done.
I think this is a draft
Uh,
question. I have no knowledge of the player mentioned here, Nova. He says it looks like Isaiah Hodgins is going to be getting snaps off bat. Oh no, wait,
no, that's
Hodgins is
that
the
wide
guy
receiver,
that's
bro. That's that wide
off our
receiver.
practice squad, right?
Yeah.
Hey,
That's
I
that
don't know
wide
what team
receiver
in
we signed
draft.
from the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, I mean he
The,
has like a football name, so you would think that. I mean, I think I've heard of the name Isaiah Hodgins before, honestly, but
mhm.
yeah, I hope we do, man. Listen, I just want to see bodies out there,
Yeah, I was
bro.
gonna say I
Like,
was gonna go back to what KB said earlier. Just get some, living people in that room
right.
and see what
Like,
happens.
I do not want to put the game on the line. Like, bro, that fourth down play from Marcus Johnson just scares me all the time. Like, I don't want to be put in that position again where we are forced to make a play of the game
Speaking
with
of Marcus
Marcus
Johnson,
Johnson, bro.
punt returner as well. They basically all but confirmed, as they should,
Wait,
that
what?
there's gonna be a new punt returner.
Oh, I thought you said Marcus Johnson got it. I'm about to say, what? What? Who told you this? Who?
No, no,
What?
I
Do we know
misspoke a little
though?
bit, but like in terms of replacing players that got dropsies is what I meant to
Yeah.
say.
Do we know though who's
We
replacing
don't.
him?
It's just that it's Darnay Holmes' name was thrown in there.
Yeah.
Obviously Khalil Pimpleton because it's just like it's a body we have.
They would
I
have to
know
bring him up from the
I'm with
practice
you.
squad though.
I'm with you with like he might be having the same problem as well, but at the same
Oh, for
time,
sure, bro. You
I
watch
think what
Hard
they're trying
Knocks,
to
bro? I love the kid, but he drops
I think
everything.
what they're trying to avoid though, bro, is the fact that they can't afford an injury back there in terms of wide receiver. So they just have to
Well,
toss somebody there.
I mean, listen, you're gonna have to try to put Brightwell back there. He's already taking back kicks. You might as well take him back with punts too. I mean, he's expendable. He's our
Yeah,
third running back on the
I
roster.
don't know why they didn't like
Well,
listen,
because the
this is
punt returners,
why don't
like
they have the punt returner and kick returner be the same person? For
because
real.
because kick returners are supposed to be like the guy that with straight line speed, and punt returners are supposed to be guys that can make you miss. You know what I mean? Like Brightwell isn't making anybody miss, but at the same time, I just want someone to catch the ball. That's it. Like just don't bobble it. I don't know how well Brightwell's like catching is, but listen, he hasn't gave us a problem in the kick return game. So, I'm not really concerned about getting yards after the catch with the punt. I just want you to catch it. So, I'm fine as long as we get possession.
Mhm. Let's see a couple of these comments here. Taj, what's up, man? Football fans be the wildest people on this earth. I know. Guys, once again, make
Big
sure you hit that
facts.
like button, that share. Nova says, I think he's going back to the Rams, even with their situation. I think he just wants to stay in LA. And then in terms of Bellinger, I think it's under his eye, closer to the cheekbone. That's what I was thinking as well. Because when in the interview, it looked as if like the cheekbone was a little bit raised, like just a little bit. So
I
I'm like,
thought
maybe it's
Odell.
the under part.
I thought to the Odell the LA thing. I thought Odell said that he left. They offered him a contract and it was like disrespectfully low and he left. He
It's a
like
good thing
left
he
the
left.
offer.
They're
So yeah. So why
trash
would he
right
come back to
now.
LA? They are trash. I don't think he's
Yeah.
gonna want to go over there. They're like 3-5 right now. So yeah.
But to get back to this topic in terms of just talking about certain players, so we talked about Bellinger. We actually no, we didn't. We just talked about his eye injury. What does Daniel Bellinger coming back this season, yo? Something that we didn't think was possible mean
Helps
to
us
you?
out huge, bro. Because we talked about our dilemma at the wide receiver position. Daniel Bellinger, having him in the lineup is gonna like give us the option of not having to use a lot of wide receivers because we've seen a lot of 12 personnel, even 13 personnel, and Daniel Bellinger is a huge part of our passing game. And let me tell you, man, he's one of my favorite players, bro. He's one of my favorite players. Watching him on film, this man opens up so much holes in the running game as a rookie, bro. This man, like, he is such an awesome sight to see. They put him on motions all the time in the run game, helps out in the passing game as well, blocking and then chips and is sure-handed. He hasn't had a drop this season. He's been sure-handed. And let me tell you, he knows how to find the soft spot in the zone. He really reminds me of a more athletic Jason Witten. Like, he just everything Jason Witten did. Jason Witten was never the fastest guy in the field, never a big route runner, but he was sure-handed and always found soft spots in the zone and was a fantastic blocker. And Daniel Bellinger is doing just that. It's just that Daniel Bellinger is faster, a very, very much faster, and has a little bit more of that sideline to sideline speed that you don't have in a Jason Witten. But yeah, that he reminds me so much of Witten, so much, and it's awesome. It's awesome. I can't wait for him to come back. Cannot wait for Bellinger to come back. I don't have any confidence in Myrick because I don't really know what Myrick does. And then Hudson is okay. You know, Hudson is growing on me because he's a pass catching tight end. He's actually pretty damn fast and runs decent routes. I like Hudson. It's just, it's Tanner Hudson. I mean, I don't think he's anything to wow you with, but he's definitely an asset. But Daniel Bellinger is clearly our best target on the team, like clearly right now.
And then let's talk about the dude on the screen, Shane Lemieux. You briefly mentioned Azuda. You briefly mentioned, how he's an upgrade. Maybe getting a little bit more in terms of run protection. I mean, run blocking and maybe pass protection. What do you think in terms of that? Because they're very similar players. Like, they're both good in run, but need work in pass.
Ben Bredesen and Josh Dudu has actually, I mean, they obviously
Ben Bredesen was improving a lot too, and then he went down.
He's improving. He went down, but obviously he's not going to be, a staple on our offensive line for by any means. But Shane Lemieux is an absolute mauler in the run game. We don't really know how much he's improved, to be honest with you, in the passing game. We just don't know because he hasn't been on the field long enough for us to see that. But we know from his track record, even with the Giants, and then going back to his days in Oregon, he's always been an absolute mauler in the run game. So I'm excited to see him come back. I really hope that he has improved. A lot of people have said that he did improve in the passing game, from watching practice or whatever. Don't know how much that is true, or watching on preseason. Haven't really paid attention to him on that. But he's obviously going to be a huge upgrade over Azudu. And this is no shade on Azudu or Bredesen. They're okay, and they've been improving this season. And Josh Azudu is a rookie. He's only going to get better from here, and he's actually has been doing better. But Shane Lemieux is just a better player right now. That's just it is what it is. He's a third-year vet. He's just a better player right now. So we want the best 5 guys out there on that offensive line to get ready for the second half stretch and hopefully get into the playoff with a good seeding. So,
yep. Let's see.
Oh,
Nova
snap.
Go ahead.
Nova said, what about the GOAT, Matt Perry? Yo, I forgot he exists. That's my boy.
I was going to say, that's the comment I was going to mention. Matt Perry, I forgot what injury he got, but it seems like he's just out for the season.
How does he
I think he was just out for the season, man.
Right, but how does he have a longer injury than Nick Gates? Nick Gates tore his freaking legs in half, bro.
Well, Nick Gates was out for basically 2 years. Matt Perry has only been out for this season, really.
But we haven't even heard of Matt Perry coming back soon.
I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if he's like a quiet cut in the offseason.
I wouldn't be surprised if but he's on the IR right now, so he's not even taking up a roster spot. So
yeah,
damn, bro, I forgot all about Matt Perry. I remember when we were like, oh man, he's our right tackle, but yeah, we got Evan Neal now. We got Evan
Shout
Neal
out to C Amel in the chat as well. Nova, hey yo, saying about to fail no November, talking about Bellinger, bro.
This man really says C Amel.
You really gonna ignore that comment by Nova?
What did Nova say? Oh, KB better fail. Talking about Bellinger. Hey, listen, man. How about a buzz? You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna give you some time.
So let's talk about Daniel Bellinger. Let's talk about D. Billy.
And got a little too weird. Got
a little too weird. D.
Now,
Billy.
But a player that I had to save this returning player from injury for his own topic for a couple reasons. after Tony got traded, it seemed like this man immediately looked happier, which I don't know. You could take for that what you will. Either he really hated Kadarius or Kadarius was just so bad
KG.
in the locker room or something.
KG.
Immediately he looked better, and almost immediately I feel like a lot of fan opinions were swayed. But yeah, let's get into KG.
Be back and practicing in the flow here.
Real excited, definitely a smile on my face when I'm out there with the guys.
How do you feel?
I feel pretty good. Yeah, I feel good. We stacked 2 good days on top of each other.
As you saw, he's smiling in this photo. He's smiling. He
Bro.
said he's happy. He wants to
Bro.
play. He said they didn't ask him, "Are you going to be back this Sunday?" Asked them, "When do you think you're going to be back?" He says, "I hope this Sunday." I don't want to get my hopes up too much, but go ahead.
Bro, you ever seen that like TikTok video or something like that? Or it's people have been doing it a lot with their dogs. They got a fake dog and then they get the actual dog there. And so like the real dog would like touch a toy or whatever that they shouldn't be touching, or touch something they shouldn't be touching. And then to show an example, they had the fake dog there and they like make the fake dog touch the toy or whatever, and they just beat the hell out of the fake dog, and the other dog was like this and just like doesn't touch.
Where are you going with this?
So what I'm saying is, Kadarius Toney was an example, so KG could be like, "Oh, okay, I'm not gonna say nothing no more. Like I'm gonna put a smile on my face and I'm gonna just keep moving because I'm not trying
So
to
you
get
think
traded."
it's fake? You think it's
Huh?
fake? You think it's
Huh?
fake?
No,
Like
I
his
don't think.
enthusiasm and stuff?
No, I think his enthusiasm is real, but I think it's because of he saw what happened to Kadarius Toney. He's like, "Oh shit, I don't want to get cut. I don't want to get traded." And so he's like, "All right, let me just make the best of the situation." Now, this brings me back to do you remember when Kadarius Toney posted on his Instagram some cryptic freaking message talking about
He said something about Kenny Galladay, right?
Yes.
I think I remember that.
You remember that.
I remember
and then
that.
everybody just brushed
Everyone
it
was
off
like,
because
"What's
I
that
don't know.
mean?"
I don't know if he gave some sort of freaking excuse or whatever. I don't know, but everyone just forgot about it and didn't even talk about it. I'm like, yo, there's got to
I
be
definitely don't
something
think Kenny
there.
Galladay forgot about it, bro.
Bro, there's got to be something there where he's like, KG,
You know what
fake
pops
or
in my
something
head?
Like,
You know what
or something
pops
like
in
that.
my head? Yeah, it was something along those lines. What
Yeah.
if Kenny Galladay went up to him? He's like, "Yo, man, you gotta take your help more seriously to get on the field." And Tony just told him off because he's like, "I know you're not talking."
I
And that's
know
why
you
KG,
ain't talking.
like that's why he was
Dropso.
offended. Like that's what's popping in my head. I don't know, but yeah, I
Bro,
remember that.
Let
I
me
remember
tell
that.
you,
A lot of people
I'm
forget that.
all aboard on the KG comeback train, bro. For real, I'm all aboard. KG ball out now that Kadarius is gone. Let's go. And listen, we need to ball out now that Kadarius is out here trying to thrive in KC, bro. I saw him in that primetime game, bro, trying to make the bet. Bro, this man was running routes like he was never injured a day in his life, bro. Did you see that whip route that he ran? That man hit the nastiest whip route that he's ever ran on the freaking Giants. I'm all aboard. I'm all aboard the revenge season, bro. Let's go, KG. Come on. Let's go. Let's go.
Shout out
You
to
can
a
redeem
bet in the
yourself.
chat, man.
You can redeem yourself, KG.
But
What
that
up,
doesn't
Ben?
answer the question. Any expectations?
I'm forced to.
That's
Yo,
why I worded
I
it that
told
way.
you,
Any
bro.
expectations?
Bro,
Not what you want.
I told you that I feel like Kenny Galladay is acting right because something happened to KT. I mean, KT got traded, and he's like, "Yo, I'm not trying to have the same thing." I think KT was an example to everybody else. Hey, you want to be not a part of this team, you want to act like whatever, then we're just gonna get rid of you. If you ain't helping us win, then you don't belong here. And obviously, he sees us winning. He was all smiles when he was talking about 6-2. He wants to be a part of that now. So I do have expectations for it when he comes back because, first of all, you really can't expect less than the guys we got out there right now. You know, you got to be more than that. You're a $72 million wide receiver. You are
$72
expensive
million
as hell.
man.
Exactly. You better go out there and bust your ass, bro. And I know we talked about this gladiator talk before, and there are people too. I
And
don't
now you're
give a damn.
contradicting yourself.
Now
You're
I'm contradicting myself,
completely.
and I'm not looking back. You go out there and you bust your ass to catch that football, bro. And you be worth that $72 million because you costed my boy Shane some money. So go out there and be the best player you can be. Yeah.
Tight end, I could play fullback. I don't know about tight end there, my boy.
Go out there and catch that football.
I go out there and block or something like that. I got you. I got you with that. What was I gonna say here? Oh yeah, with Kenny Galladay. I'm happy to see that he's happy. In case you guys didn't get it so far, I'm happy when two things happen with my team. When my team is performing well and we're winning games, always happy.
Mhm.
But also when the players from my team
All right.
are also having a good
Okay.
time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It did not seem like at any moment that Kenny Galladay was signed with us that he was at all happy for
He
whatever
smiled
reasons.
more in the past week than I've seen him smile his whole time with the
Exactly.
Giants.
He
For real.
smiled more in just that interview than I see him smile his entire first year. And like I said, it could be a whole number of reasons. It could be Joe Judge. It could be Jason Garrett. It could be Daniel Jones, which a lot of people don't even want to talk about because DJ misses him when he's wide
What
open
I have a
quite a bit.
theory. I have a
It
theory.
could be a lot.
I have a theory. What if they pulled Kenny Galladay to the side or pulled him in the office and said, "Listen, we're gonna trade Kadarius Toney. He doesn't seem like he wants to be part of the team. We're trading him, and as a result of that, when you come back, we are gonna give you targets. We are gonna design plays for you. We are actually going to like scheme you in this offense because they haven't been doing that. Let's be real. They're not
Yeah.
getting Kenny Galladay the ball. Now, we could all have this hatred for Kenny Galladay because he doesn't catch the ball, but you got to get in a rhythm. If you don't get thrown the ball for like 3 straight games and then one time on a 3rd down and 18 you get thrown the ball and then you
Yeah.
drop
No,
it. I mean,
I'm with that
you know,
completely.
you
I'm with
gotta
you
get in
there.
the rhythm of things. You know, you're gonna so
Like it's a two-way street.
if they
Complete
told
two-way
him,
street.
hey, we traded KT because honestly, there's no coincidence that he's happy after KT is traded. Something happened. Okay, something.
And remember,
freaking
like
happened.
I said, there's I don't know if I mentioned it with you on stream, but I mentioned it on a couple streams, like sources or whatever. Like you guys could trust me with the person that told me this.
Trust me,
The
bro.
Giants locker room was very happy that KT was gone. And this guy has given me some stuff before that was very true and
Are
came
we
true.
talking? Are we talking JP?
I'm not I'm not gonna say who it is because anybody could take any initials and run with it. No, not that person though. They've given me certain things before.
We'll talk
I'll
later.
say Joe Shane. You guys remember we were the first podcast to break Joe Shane to the Giants like a month and a half before it happened. That wasn't a coincidence. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so apparently the locker room or most of the locker room was relatively happy with Kadarius being gone. And I'm not even saying that because you guys know I'm a Kadarius Toney defender. I'm not
We
saying
are.
that
We
to bash
have
on
KT
him.
guys, bro.
I'm
We're
saying
KT
that to
guys.
say just the effect of the locker room
Mhm.
and how and this is
You
one guy
cannot
specifically that
you cannot
clearly had an effect.
expect the locker room to embrace a player that is just on it for the ride. You know, he's not a part of that engine that's pushing the train forward. He's a freaking passenger. You know, that's what KT was, a freaking passenger. But he could, you know what's crazy? He could have been a big piece to this offense. I don't know why he just didn't want to play. Like he is a piece for us. I don't understand. So, like I said, my theory is I think they traded KT and they were like, hey, we are going to get you the ball. We are going to use you like the $72 million wide receiver that you are. And we just asked you that you do your part and we will do ours. Like, that, I really think they came to an agreement there because there's no other reason for him to be smiling like that. Like, who got you smiling like that? You know, yeah, for real. This man showing up as pearly whites, bro. Let's go, KG. We all aboard the second half of the season. Go ahead and ball out. You know, so we here for this. We're here for this.
So KB kind of answered he's not sure if he should have expectations for him. I don't know if I should have
Now I
expectations
do.
for him either.
I do.
All right, so give me some stats.
I do. I mean, where's he at right now? 2 receptions, 22 yards.
Something like that.
He's at 2%, and he had that in one game. Oh my god. So we got 9 games left, right? Got 9 games left. Yo, imagine he gets 100 yards a game, bro. That's insane. 900 yards. All right. I'm gonna say that he still he only finishes with like for the rest of 9 weeks. I'm not gonna be big on this. I'm gonna say like 300, 400 yards. And I'm predicting he's going to get his touchdown this season. The second half of the season, I don't know how many. Let's just start with one. Let's just start with one, okay? He's gonna get it this year, this season. He is going to get his touchdown, and so this would be a big step in the right direction. I know we kind of wasted 2 years of his contract, which is insane because he's only signed for 4 years. We wasted 2 years, really, pretty much of this contract, which is insane. But you know, onward from here, onward. So we look on. We look on.
Mm-hmm. I'll say this. shout out shout out to one of my callers, one of my fans, Toba. He called in the show last week, and his expectations for Kenny Galladay. He's a huge Kenny Galladay fan, by the way. He said in the last 9 games,
Oh God.
Kenny Galladay is gonna get 12 touchdowns and 1,200 yards.
Bro, that's like over 125 yards a game.
That's the best wide receiver of all time, bro.
In 9 games, bro. You're talking a better stretch than what Tyreek Hill is doing right now. Tyreek Hill has 1,100 yards in 9 games. In 9 games, 1,100 yards and like I think 8 touchdowns, something like that. That's crazy. That's
Mhm.
crazy. KG's not like that, bro. He's not built like that. But you know what? Hey, I'm here for it. I'm here for the hype train. You know, let's go. Let's go.
In terms of my expectations with stats, yeah, I don't even know if I should say half of that, like 600 yards.
Bro, but like I'm saying like
maybe
300,
something around that.
300, 400 yards. I'm like, that is a huge improvement, but that's still not good. You know what I mean? But I don't know, man.
With
You think
that
he's
being
getting a
said,
touchdown this season?
yeah, I think it would be.
I think it
damn
helps the
near
comeback story. I
impossible.
think it helps the story arc.
I think it will be near impossible to not get a touchdown this season.
Well,
Basically,
we've so far have accomplished that.
yeah. So let me get to the next topic, guys. And this is a fun one. Let's see.
Shepard, wing right. Handoff, Saquon. Dances left, into the end zone, touchdown Giants! Saquon Barkley finishes off the drive.
So let's talk good, let's talk bad, let's talk ugly. We'll start off with the good, and then we'll get into the rest. Obviously, there's tons of good. We're 6-2. Like, there is more good than there is bad and ugly. So let's talk about, I guess, the main things you've seen that have led to us being at this record. Go ahead, KB.
I think the biggest thing that we need to talk about this season, and by the way, I said this before the season started. Remember, I don't know if you remember, I told you on the show. I said this season we're gonna remember 2022 season, whether it's for bad, for better or for worse. Whether it's extremely bad or extremely good, we are gonna remember the 2022 season, and I think we will. We honestly, I mean, this is our best start that we've had in a very long time. So, I think the biggest thing we have to recognize is coaching and how well coaching can take you and how well and what coaching really means. You don't just like in desperation just hire a coach just to hire a coach like the Giants have been doing with Pat Shermer and Ben McAdoo and Joe Judge. You really need to do your homework and put the right guys together because they will take a below average, let's be real, a below average roster like the Giants have and make it a 6-2 team. Regardless of your schedule, we only can play the teams that are on our schedule, and we have a 6-2 record. That is something that you really need to, take your hats off for this coaching staff and the way they're able to elevate these players. Because if it was any other freaking coach that we had out here, I don't think we would have nearly as many wins as we do right now. And we wouldn't have nearly as much confidence as we do in this team right now. So coaching really is a big thing. Obviously, we cannot forget about Saquon Barkley coming back and having a strong season as he is. He's sort of not his fault, but because Geno just keeps winning, he may be that comeback player of the year. If all things are said and done, so it sucks for Saquon. Also with Brian Daboll, Sirianni seems to be the pick right now at Coach of the Year. So we're losing all our damn awards, but Saquon coming back is a huge part of that as well. Our rookie class is actually doing everything we're asking them to do when they're on the field. So that's a big thing as well. And, like I said, going back to the coaching, Mike Kafka, although we have our gripes about Mike Kafka, he's done some things with this offense that, we got to recognize. And Wink freaking Martindale, man, he's been absolutely a huge part of this team. And it sucks, man, because I want Wink to be one of these guys to stay here for a long time, but that he's going to be offered a head coaching job sooner or later. So, but yeah, that is the good. There's a lot of good there. The easy schedule, of course, is something that we talked about before the season started, and we're like, how are the Giants going to, attack this? How are the Giants going to approach this easy schedule? And we're doing it the right way. We are doing it the right way. 2 losses by the week 9 bye. So yeah, that's the good. That's the good.
Mm-hmm. Let me see. You didn't really say anything that I don't agree with. Coaching, 100% the biggest factor as to why we're 6-2.
Mhm.
Saquon Barkley, 100% the second biggest factor. And if we're gonna break down coaching a little bit, yeah, Brian Dable, the head coach from top to bottom.
Yeah.
Wink Martindale, defensive coordinator, who like you, I'm hoping that he's there for a couple of years, just off the fact that I'm praying he signed a multi-year contract. And it's so sad. It doesn't make any sense that we can't know the contracts of coaches. Like we knew John Gruden's contract because it was huge, but why can't we know every single contract? Why isn't
I
that
know
information that I can look up?
that's
Like, why can't
weird.
I look up and find out Wink Martindale is like on a 3-year deal or something?
I guess
Like
it's to
I
protect
yeah.
the protect these guys. I guess they're like in a position of authority. Maybe that's the reason. Like we don't know GM's contracts. You know what I mean? So it's like we don't know that. I don't know. Maybe it's just a protection of them because they're in a place of authority. But yeah, I would like to know. I would.
And I'll say this, I am really banking on the fact that the coordinators signed on at least with their first contract for the same amount of time as the head coach. Otherwise, it wouldn't really make sense,
Mhm.
you know. But that's not what it comes down to. It comes down to if Wink wants to stick here, and I hope he does want to stick with something that he's building without even much talent, and he's gonna have way more talent next year through the draft and maybe some small signings in free agency. Um, Brian Dable I mentioned, just great turnaround from Joe Judge. Like there's not enough I could speak on it. Mike Kafka, even though he drives me insane basically every week, does have the offense performing well. I'd like to see them take several steps up in the second half of the
Yeah.
season,
Yeah.
which this kind of leaning into the bad or ugly depending where you want to put it, because the offense is like pedestrian is probably better than what the offense is. It's like below pedestrian. I
Mhm.
don't think I'm asking for much when I say I just want to see you score like 25 points a game so we can avoid a situation like what happened against Seattle, struggling to score all game long. And, special teams lost us the game at the end of the day, relying on the defense all game long.
Mhm.
Especially now that McKinney is out, you're going to need to score more. And you know what? That might be an overreaction. That could really kill us if, like, McKinney being out means so much to the defense and our offense just can't take it up a notch. And, let's get in with the bad and the ugly. I love Saquon Barkley. They don't use him enough. The offensive line is much improved from previous years. It's still not good enough because Saquon isn't consistently getting like say 70, 80 plus rushing yards a game. Like most of our rushing yards are coming from Daniel Jones during these games in terms of consistency. I would like to see our running backs get used more, and I'd also like to see the offensive line help them out a bit more consistently. Week in, week out, for example, you see like the Browns with Nick Chubb, that they're going to get 100 yards on the ground. Derrick Henry with the Titans, they're going to get 100 yards on the ground. With us, it's like it's low key hit or miss. Even though Saquon is 100% comeback player of the year, it's because we don't use the other guys, and it's because we don't use the run game that much.
Right. Right. I would like to see them utilize it. It's crazy because we touched about this a lot. I don't know if he still leads the league in touches, but it still seems like we don't use him as much because of the guys we have around him. Why are we, constantly, getting the ball out to all these random players and we're not getting it to our best playmaker in Saquon Barkley, in certain situations? And then you touched on the offensive line. That's something I want to talk about too. I forgot to mention Andrew Thomas having his all pro year that he's having still,
Oh, I
the
don't know
even
how I
after the
forgot that.
bye,
He's the best lineman in the
even
NFL.
after the bye, he's still graded as the best tackle in football. Nobody passed him and he hasn't played. So, that's something, there are more details to the good, but, we kind of just touched on the biggest parts, but, you know, um, as far as the offense goes, they have to like you said, they have to take it up a notch. They have to, regardless of whether McKinney was healthy or not. Now the Giants are putting in enough on film where they're going to be showing their weaknesses through the first 8 weeks of the season. They're going to be showing a lot of their weaknesses, and it's just going to be that much harder every single week to move the ball downfield if we cannot adjust and we cannot adapt and we can't just take it up a couple levels, man. The offensive line needs to do a lot better in pass protecting. They have been for the most part, but Daniel Jones is still being sacked 25 times this season, and that is top 5 in the NFL already as far as times being sacked. That is not good. You're talking about guys like Joe Burrow, Justin Fields have more than him, a couple other players, and these are quarterbacks behind a terrible offensive lines. So we're still ranked up there as far as bad offensive lines go. The weapons, man, the weapons just need to improve. I know, like, we don't have a great variety of them, but they just have to step up. They're being put in starting roles. They've got to step up. It's hard to really blame them because they're not that type of caliber player, but they're all we got right now. Wandale's been doing a really good job, and I'm happy about that. Kafka just needs to be calling better games, especially in the first half. We need to start running the ball more in the first half to try to control the game. And, I hope that happens because, like you said, McKinney's out. It's gonna put more strain on our defense.
The ugly is definitely just all the injuries we faced.
Yeah.
I
we
don't
were still
know,
one of the
man.
most injured teams. If you look at there's an injured chart there's like a percentage
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's the percent. So it ranks teams by the percentage of their team that's healthy, and the Giants are ranked like 30th. So which means we're like the third most injured team in the NFL.
And we're the only team like in that bottom 5 that have a winning record right now.
That's 6-2. Yeah, like that has a winning record, let alone being 6-2.
Seattle is like the next team there. They're like a couple steps ahead of us.
There's still a couple.
As far as like not being as injured, they're not as injured as we are, but they are banged up. So, we're doing a good job with that. We're doing a good job with the situation that we're given. So, I just hope these guys come back healthy.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. Oh my gosh, I just came across a tweet that's gonna anger so many fans. I'm just gonna send it to you in DMs. You don't gotta check it now. You could check it later, but it's in regards to the most controversial player on our team. Like I'd like to see the offense step it up a bit. I'd like to see the passing game be open. That obviously relates to the last topic of Kenny Golladay and just changing the passing game a bit, taking a little bit more deep shots. Explosive plays. I don't buy into a lot of analytics. I definitely buy into explosive plays. Explosive plays wins you games. The more you get down the field, the more you can score. And the best way to get explosive plays is through deep passing. We need to open that up somehow. Wide receivers need to get open. And if the wide receivers are getting open, Daniel needs to hit them. And if none of that is happening, then Mike Kafka, you got to scheme something up, my boy. You know what I'm saying? You're the offensive coordinator for a reason. Shout out to C-Rock in here. What up, C-Rock? How you doing? What you laughing about over there, Willis?
The thing you sent me and the Twitter handle. The Twitter handle of the that's hilarious.
and Sarcone in the chat as well. Anything else before we move on to the next one, or any comment you see you want to talk about?
Nothing that I haven't said already, but I just really want to stress that it's so important that the offense adapts in the second half of the season. It's so important because, like I said, we already
something else. Not didn't mean to cut you off, but because it's more of a stressing point than a new point. This kind of relates to the offense adapt. Or coaching in general. I love that we are the best second half adjustment team in the league, but can we adjust in the first half as well?
Yeah, can we do that?
Bad.
Yeah,
can we adjust earlier?
Can we be a better first half team? Because if we do that, it's going to be less stressful towards the end of the game. You can still make your second half adjustments. It's just you're going to have less stress to do so. And like I said, you already played 8 games so far, and you put 8 games on film already. And honestly, our offense is not anything special. You're going to be schemed up. They're going to find our weaknesses and they're going to attack it. It is more pivotal now than ever, more vital now than ever that they adjust offensively and they pick it up, man, because this is going to be an ugly rest of the season if we keep doing the same things that we're doing, man. The rollouts are only going to last so long. You could only roll out so long before they say, screw it, you ain't running. We watched it. We saw this on film. We're not going to bite on the run, so they got to find a way, man. They got to find a way.
Mm-hmm. And to read a couple comments here, I agree with Ciroc. Definitely want to utilize Saquon in our passing game. Matt Breeder just utilized the other running backs in the running game. I said this so much. If you want to save Saquon Barkley so badly for the second half, for him to basically
Right.
kill the defense in the second half, then use
Bro,
Matt Breida in
Breida
the
can
first half.
run, bro. Breida can run. And my boy, Baby Marshawn, bro. Baby Marshawn
Matt Breida
can
has 1,000-yard
run.
season or something close to it on his resume. He's a good running back. Like, use him.
And
He'll
always
be
had a good
fine.
yards per carry. Always had good yards per carry every season. So
And shout out to AJ Nix in the chat. With that being said, let's get to the next topic over. For the first time in a while, or I think for the first time this brand new season of Young Guns, it's actually not about the Giants.
Done, and he knows that you never get ahead of yourself. As Hurts going down the field, can they do it again? Yes, they can! A.J. Brown!
God damn it.
So, as we are past the bye week and basically past the halfway point in the season, going into the second half, there's something we, for the really like the first time in a long time, we can seriously take a look at, and that's NFC East standings, NFC standings in general, because we're currently a playoff team. I didn't include the Washington Commanders here for obvious reasons, and I don't think I'm gonna regret it. I really don't. For anybody that says I'm
You're
gonna
gonna
regret
rue the
underestimating them.
day.
No, but yeah, with the NFC beast, the Eagles are obviously undefeated right now. A lot of people think they can go undefeated for the rest of the season. The Cowboys basically have the same record as us, and we're going to be battling with them for second place. Either way, even if we get third place, the NFC is just in shambles right now, where we could snag the 7th wild card spot. Just give your complete thoughts, whether it's on the East or just the state of the NFC and playoff seeding.
The NFC East is the only freaking team right now where the Commanders are 4-5 right now. Okay, they're 4-5. That if they were in the NFC South, they would be leading in the end. They would be first in the NFC South. The Buccaneers are in first place at 4-5. That's how crazy the NFC East is right now. Now, granted, let me tell you this: although 3 out of the 4 teams look pretty damn good, remember that all these teams have really easy schedules. All right, they just do. So you could take that with however you want to take it. But as far as let's talk about the Eagles and the Cowboys right now, man, they look damn good. The Cowboys have a top defense in the NFL. They have the most ferocious defense in the NFL. They are the probably scariest defense in the NFL. They're a defense I don't want to play again. And unfortunately, we have to on Thanksgiving Day. Micah Parsons is a huge part of that. Their pass rush. Trayvon Diggs having, a decent season. You look at the Philadelphia Eagles. They're an offensive powerhouse right now. They just, although they're not scoring the most points per game, they're just doing everything that needs to be done. Like they are just abusing teams, bro. They're just toying with them. They're great. They're great in the run game. They're great in the pass game. Jalen Hurts has he's progressed, man. Let's be real. Jalen Hurts is like a quarterback, bro. Like nobody thought about that, when he was drafted. So he's pretty damn good. AJ Brown is a freaking dog, and me and you both love AJ Brown. It sucks to see him in a Philadelphia Eagle. But they look good right now. I think the Giants are the 3rd best team in the NFC East right now, as we always are. Yo, we can have nice things. We just can't. We look good this season, and we're still the 3rd best team in the league. The third best team in the NFC East. It's like we're always going to be the 3rd, always. And the Commanders always on the bottom.
So is that you saying that we're gonna get swept by Dallas this year at Thanksgiving?
No. I think that when you talk about rivalries and you talk about matchups, some teams are always gonna squeak one out versus another. And I think the Cowboys. I think the Giants can beat the Cowboys. I'll be honest with you. I don't know if we're beating the Eagles. I don't
Really?
I don't know.
Listen,
The Eagles.
the Eagles,
If you just watch them, bro, they're just toying with teams. They're just playing with them.
I know they are when they're at their best and their peak. They are, bro. People won't say this, but they struggled against the Texans for majority of that game.
They did.
The Texans.
You're right. I saw
Mills,
that.
who I like more than a lot of people, but it's still Davis Mills at the end of the day.
Yo, Davis Mills is Daniel Jones before he developed. Davis Mills is Daniel Jones minus the legs and before he developed. He has no pocket awareness at all. His accuracy is decent. He has an okay arm. Like he reminds me so much of Daniel Jones, but just unathletic.
The only Daniel Jones comparison I ever made to him is that he's Daniel Jones, but he actually bombs it out, consistently bombs it out.
Yeah, but that's because of the offense. I would say that's because of the offense play calling and the schemes. But Because I feel like Daniel Jones has kind of been held back by the schemes a lot. But yes, besides that, you're right. You're right. Philly did struggle a bit to the Texans. I was hoping so badly they would drop the L. But yeah,
So,
Philly
but
looks really good.
yeah, actually, no, I don't want. I was gonna shift the topic to the NFC, but no, let's finish off the beast conversation first.
Mhm.
Looking at Philadelphia's schedule, do you think they're gonna maintain first place in the NFC East for the rest of the season?
Yeah, yeah. I think they're running away with it.
Yeah.
hmm
So does that mean you think they're going undefeated, or maybe they just get 1 or 2 losses at most?
And I can't see them. Like I said, watching them is just like they're just playing with teams. But it's so hard to go undefeated in a season. It's only happened a handful of times, less than a handful of times in the NFL. I can't see them going undefeated in the regular season. Now they have the potential to do so. We are the scariest team on the roster, and I don't even have confidence in beating them. So on roster, we are the scariest team on their schedule, and we got 2 games against them. But the rest of their teams that they face are just awful. Like they're just bad. So I don't know. I don't know. I think they still have to
How
face.
do you think Yeah, I was gonna say let's get into Giants versus them. How do you think the Giants stack up against them?
I I don't know where we could. I don't know where our strong point would be against them. Like they had no weaknesses. They don't. What's their
Mhm.
weakness? They don't have no.
No, I'm
They
with
have
you.
a
They really
like.
don't. They have a
They have a top
they
defense.
have
They got a
the
top
best
offense.
offensive line in football, probably the
Yeah.
best defensive line in
They
football.
got one of the best receiving cores. They got
Yeah.
one of the best. They got the best defensive back rooms in the NFL. Like James Bradbury is. God,
Darius Slay and
I
then
miss you,
CG
James
Gardner
Bradbury,
Johnson
bro.
in the safety room. Like they're stacked.
I miss James
They're
Bradbury so
absolutely
much.
stacked.
Yo,
And
James
I
Bradbury
give
is having a
props, yo.
better year. Is having a better year than he's ever had with the Giants. You know that? Can you believe
Yeah.
that? And he had some good years with the
Well,
Giants.
I can believe it because the entire defense is just filled with like studs
But
all over
pass
the place.
deflections, he's already had like 14 pass deflections. We have 9 more games of the season left. Dude, he had like 17 with us, and that was his
With
best
us
season,
in
which is
2020,
great.
and that was his best season.
Which
Yeah.
is great. Like that, no, and I think 2021 he had like around 17 as well, or 18 or something like that, or something like that. But he's already on pace for like over 20, bro. And he has like 3 interceptions already. Like this is insane. He's having a good season, man. Shout out to James Bradbury. But
Yeah.
they had no weaknesses. They had no weaknesses on that team. I don't know where we can outpower them. Like our only bet is like Saquon goes off, but I don't even have confidence in that because I think our offense,
Because our offense, I said it earlier, like
offensive
our
line is going to get
offensive line
abused.
doesn't do enough to give this man consistency so that he
Exactly.
can consistently go off, man.
Yeah.
And then Mike Kafka doesn't do enough too. But like, I don't want to get back into that. I don't want to sound like a hater. I don't want to sound like Kid Green over here. He's basically saying they're gonna win the Super Bowl. Do you think they're gonna win the Super Bowl?
Um,
The fact that he has to consider this.
no, not win the Super Bowl. Go to the Super Bowl, they have a chance. They
I
got a
said
big
win.
chance. Win a Super
Let's
Bowl.
say
No.
they're in it.
No.
As the Bills.
Yeah, I think I don't. Here's the thing. Like I said, we talk about these easy schedules. I don't think the Eagles are the best team in the NFL. Like they're number one in the power rankings, I guess, because
They
they're
got a
undefeated right now.
cakewalk of the schedule.
Yeah, like yeah, just like the entire NFC East. Like that's why we're all extremely good this season. And I don't think the Philadelphia Eagles match up with the top AFC teams. They don't. The Kansas City Chiefs, they don't match up with them. The Buffalo Bills, they don't match up with them. Who are the other top AFC teams? I know
I have no idea.
they'll actually match up well with Miami because they're both. I think they could both keep up in a shootout.
Miami just got Chubb though. We'll see how Chubb fares.
Yeah.
And defense.
So, I don't think. Yeah, if the Bills make the Super Bowl, the Bills are winning it. The Bills are winning. I don't think the Eagles are that good. They're not that good. They are.
I agree with you.
They're a top 5 team. They're not the best team in the NFL though. So.
And getting back to Dallas, unfortunately, I really think we can beat Dallas. I really do. We should have beat Dallas.
We should.
It's just that the team decided they didn't show up, and Daniel was the only person to show up. But the unfortunate part of us facing them on Thanksgiving is that it's a short week. It's like we get the short end of the stick both times. But with Dallas now, do you think they're going to maintain second place in the NFC East? Remember,
that one's a little bit harder. That one's a little bit harder.
That's literally going to come down to the tiebreaker, which is Thanksgiving. I really think we're going to have very similar records.
This is why our division games mean so much. We need that. We need, first of all, we need to sweep the Commanders. We need to sweep them in order to keep up in the NFC race. Because if we get swept by Philly and we split with the Cowboys, that means we'll be 3-3 in the division, and that might be hard to get in if we have the same record as the Cowboys going into it. And we need to, get the tiebreaker over them because they already have the tiebreaker on us right now so far in the season. So as far as them keeping the lead in the NFC East, it's so hard to tell. We would have to go game by game to see who finishes with a better record or whatever the case is, because we are neck and neck with them right now. And to be quite frank with you, they are a better team than us right now. But they can still drop games. They're still the Cowboys. They're still going to drop games. So we'll see what happens with that. But you listen, this is the same team that had Cooper Rush looking like he was going to take Dak Prescott's job because he just kept winning. He just kept winning. So this team wins despite of their quarterback. So that's big. That's big. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
You said that they're the better team right now, which I was gonna ask this question anyway, but it seems like you're implying it. Say we get healthy, and this was a topic, obviously, people returning from injuries. Say we get all of the following players
They're still
back
better than
at
us.
some point. You think they're still better? So then why did you say the now then?
Huh?
I said, why did you say the now then? Then it's just that they're better, not that they're better than us right now. You kept adding the right now at the end.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just saying right now, like this season, they are better than us. Like because there's nothing that we can really. What do we really have an edge on? What do we really have an edge on this team? They have a top defense right now in this league, in this season. They obviously have a better offense than us. What do we really edge them out on? Nothing. They're just a better team than us. We just have to hope that they drop games and they just become the Cowboys. Like they just are the Cowboys. We just have to hope that they drop games, and especially to us.
Oh, shout out to Deedon. I'm sorry, I just saw you pop in there, man. Deedon Shelton.
So,
and guys, make sure you hit that like button. There's only like 19 likes, but 39 people in here. Man.
Let's go, guys.
Hit that
like.
And no, Nova, we are not stressing about winning the division. No.
No,
the only thing that I'd actually be stressing about is trying to see if we could get second place.
Man, I those dreams of the NFC East, like championship, that's far gone, bro. I'm not worried about winning the division right now. I'm trying to just make sure that we have a wild card seeding. And listen, we need, because we're talking about how the whole entire NFC East have an easy schedule. We need to make sure the Commanders don't get ahead of us. This is ridiculous. They have 4 wins. How? How do they have 4 wins? Because it's easy-ass schedule. They are 2 wins behind us, guys. That is neck and neck for this season, all right? We need to not mess up, and we need to win our games. Because if we mess around and we lose more games than the Commanders, their asses are going to be in the damn playoffs. That's ridiculous. Now,
you know where that lands us, like draft seeding wise as well? We all of a sudden go from picking in the 20s to like picking 14 or some shit crazy like that.
Really? Oh yeah, because we wouldn't be in the playoffs.
We'd be crazy. Like last in our division, yeah.
That damn, man. And
maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, but
I do not want to be one of those teams that.
Yeah, I don't want to miss the playoffs again by a hair like we did in 2020. I want to actually make it.
I don't want to miss I don't want to have a good record and miss the playoffs, because then you have no reward. You're still drafting late. We're gonna be drafting 19th in the freaking draft, and we didn't make the playoffs, bro. That's gonna suck. That's gonna suck. We need to win our games because I don't want the Commanders to get in there. On top of that, I don't have, to be honest with you, unless we collapse, I don't have the worry of other teams going to catch up. Like, who in the NFC North, wild card wise, is going to catch up to us? Nobody. You think the Packers are? No, they're like 3-6 right now. I think they're the second best team in the North. And then, no, the Bears are. They're both 3-6. Screw that. They suck. So the Falcons, however, may be a team to annoy us. Now we go to the NFC West, the Seahawks, and they're going to win a division for sure. But then you got, the Niners. The Niners are going to be a problem. So we need to make sure the Niners don't beat us out too. So look, we got to be, there are a couple teams we got to be mindful of, but I really think the Giants are going to make the playoffs for sure. But barring a big collapse, what record the Niners have right now? They're 4 wins, 5 wins?
I don't know. I wanted to quickly go over. You mentioned it. I want to do it now. Just go over the Cowboys rest of the schedule and the Giants rest of the schedule. See
Yeah.
where you think we end up. So here is the Cowboys. Right. We both have the same record. We're both actually coming off the bye week. The Cowboys have the Packers up next. L or W?
The Cowboys have the Packers up next. Home or away?
It's at Green Bay. I mean, Green Bay's been trash,
They're
bro.
trash, bro. As much as I want to give them the L, I gotta give them the W.
All right, so they're 7-2. They got the Vikings after that. Really, really good team. I think underrated actually, even though they're 7-1. I
What's
still
the
think they're underrated.
away or?
Away, they're at the Vikings.
Oh, they're gonna drop that 2 away games like that. Yeah, they're gonna drop that, and they're the Vikings.
So,
the Vikings are decent. The Vikings
So
are
they're
decent.
7-3 now. Then they have us on Thanksgiving.
Like I said, I believe we can win. You said it as well. Let's give us the win.
So they're 7-4 now. They
Okay.
have the Colts. That should be a W, honestly. The Colts are in shambles.
The Colts. Yo, what a collapse! What a freaking collapse of an organization. And
Shout out
honestly,
to Viz. Yo, Vizette. I haven't seen you in a
yo, what's
minute,
up,
bro.
Biz? Yeah, you're right. I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah. So
I
they're
can't
7-4
believe they
going
fired
up
Frank
against the
Reich, bro.
Colts.
He was like a top coach, bro. I can't believe they fired him. That's crazy. And for Jeff Saturday. I'm sorry.
You're good. You're good.
That's insane. All right, go ahead. Next one.
The Colts. You didn't say if W or L.
Oh no, I said yeah. W.
So 8-4. The
Joe,
Texans.
bro. I'm sorry. I'm not losing to a team that's coached by Jeff Saturday, bro. I'm just not. You know what I'm saying?
They got the Texans up next. They're 8-4 going into the Texans.
The Texans. They're gonna beat the Texans.
So they're 9-4 going away against the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I want to have the hope in Jacksonville so much. Jacksonville is a decent team, man. They just can't find a way to close out games. Let me just give this is a Cowboys type loss. Jaguars. This is December. Is this
so-
a December game?
Yes, December 18th.
Yeah. The Cowboys are not a December team, bro. They never have been.
So
Yeah,
9-5 going up to their second matchup against the Eagles.
Who won the first matchup?
The Eagles, they're undefeated.
Eagles. Oh yeah. Oh man. It's a hard one. It's a hard one because the Eagles usually have their number. To be honest with you, I gotta say the Eagles. I got it.
So they're 9-6 going up against the Titans now.
Titans, bro. Titans, don't do me dirty, bro. Is Malik? I don't know. Malik Willis is gonna be starting at that point.
If you have them losing to the Jaguars and the Titans, I don't know if 9-7 is really that realistic. Like, that's like an all-out collapse.
To the Cowboys, they always collapse. They're known for it.
In the playoffs, though. I
No,
agree
they're
with you,
known
but
for
in the-
December collapses, bro. That's
So let
what
me
they're
know. Are they
known.
losing against the Titans? And then they 9-7?
The Titans' record right now, they're not terrible.
They're
They
five,
picked it up.
The Titans are 5-3 right now. Yeah.
Yeah, they picked it up. And I want to have them losing so bad, but they're not giving me a reason to think so. All right.
So 10-6.
Yeah,
10-6,
give
and
it
they
to me.
end their season against the Commanders. Do they finish 11-6 or do they finish 10-7? Let me know.
11.
So 11-6. Now, let's go over the Giants' remainder schedule.
No.
We-
no.
11-6.
I
Right?
don't
So
wanna
the
do this
Giants now.
anymore.
The
I don't wanna
It
do
was
it.
your idea.
I don't want to do this
You're gonna
anymore.
sit there and you're gonna take it. You're gonna bear the suffering. All right. So
Oh,
11-6
man.
Cowboys. The Giants are 6-2 coming off the bye. We know this. We faced the Houston Texans. Are we 7-2?
I think we beat the Texans.
We're 7-2. We go up against the Lions. Are we 8-2?
Oh, we're gonna mollywop them.
We go up against the Cowboys. Are we 9-2?
Oh shit.
Well, you just predicted that we beat them actually. So
Yeah,
in this
yeah.
scenario, we are 9-2.
Is this realistic?
Then we go up against the Commanders. Are we 10-2?
Oh shit. Yes.
We go up against the Eagles. Are we 11-2 or are we 10-3?
Now we dropping that shit.
Okay. So we're 11-3 going up against the Commanders. Are we 12-3?
Yes.
Then we're 12-3 going up against the
Colts.
Vikings.
Oh, Vikings. Now we dropping that, bro. Sorry.
So we're 12-4 going up against the Colts.
I told you, I'm not losing no team coached by Jeff
So we're
Saturday.
13-4, ending it against the Eagles.
And you know what? The Eagles, bro. The Eagles, like, bench your starters, bro. You
I
gotta
mean,
try to-
13 and is it 12-4, 13-4? We're 12 or 13 wins. Either way, we're already ahead of the Cowboys. They got 11.
I like that. Yo, the Eagles should just give us this. Just make up for 2020, bro, and just give us the win, bro. You already in the playoffs. Just bench your starters, don't play, and give us the win.
Shut up, man. They're not gonna do that. They're gonna try and get that.
They're gonna
undefeated
try to get
record.
that, but
Yeah.
hold on. If they're not undefeated by that time, do you think if they already drop a game or two?
If
do
they
you
drop a
think-
game, maybe then they rest. But I
yeah,
don't know.
they rest their starters. I'm hoping that is the case.
So you're saying the
bad.
Giants basically finished with like 13 wins, and the Cowboys finished with 11, and we
Bro.
get the tiebreaker over them.
Bro, it's insane because I thought predicting this team to have 8 wins was stretching it. This is crazy.
Nova, I just want to say I didn't say anything. This was KB's predictions, so please don't use the
Listen,
word y'all.
Hold on. Now I'm too confident. I was the one being freaking
I don't know, bro.
stoned.
You switched up on us. You switched up on us, bro.
No, it's because we have an easy freaking schedule, bro. I'm telling you, we got an easy schedule. And I don't listen. I said it. The Eagles are good. They're not that good either, guys. They're a top 5 team, but they're not they're not gonna beat these AFC teams coming out if they make the Super Bowl. The NFC sucks this season. Let's be real. The NFC does suck this season. But yeah. Damn,
me a
13
second.
wins, bro. 13.
I don't
got
know
this.
why my sister has keys. Ah,
I didn't hear you.
That's
That
all
gain,
right.
your gain must be so low on your mic.
no, it's my noise gate. That's why you don't hear me when I
Oh.
type. When this mic is used on stream, you don't hear when I type or anything. I designed it
Damn.
that way.
As soon
So
as
that
you step back
it
more than
literally- yeah.
like freaking 8 inches, bro, that was it.
It literally only picks up like my talking level voice. That's all it picks up.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
13 win Giants team with all these injuries. Come on, guys. Here's the thing, Nova. You could have said the same thing in the beginning of the season. Oh, 8 wins. Eight wins with this roster? No way. Even with good coaching. It's the schedule, guys. We could only play who's on our schedule, guys. And our schedule is just that easy. We have the Colts coming up. We got the Texans coming up. We got the Lions coming up. We got the Commanders twice. Like, guys, it's very hard to find. And just like how we are right now, we're 6-2. Did anybody believe we'll be 6-2? No. Are we that good of a team to be 6-2? Let's be real. We're not. But we only play the guys on our schedule. We only play the teams on our schedule. And we are 6-2. And we can damn well double it because honestly, to be honest with you, despite the Eagles being on our schedule, our schedule kind of gets easier in the second half of the season. It kind of does.
No, it doesn't. I disagree.
But look
Because
at the Lions.
we have like 5 divisional matchups in the second half of the season. That's cap.
Yeah,
Our schedule gets
I
harder.
said barring the I mean, are you really concerned about the Commanders?
Listen, you want to bar that? That's barring like majority of the second half of the schedule, though.
Okay. The Eagles. I'm not the Commanders, bro. You're worried about the Commanders? You can be worried about the Commanders.
I'm worried about divisional matchups against the Eagles and the Cowboys.
Yeah,
which most of
Eagles-
them are in the second half.
Eagles, Cowboys. Okay,
and
3
this
games.
too, like I feel like first of all this, and second of all, for no team on earth is 4 division games in a row easy. Even if it's the Commanders, it's gonna be tough. It's 4 straight division games.
I get it. But do you think about the other teams that we're facing? They're easier opponents. The Texans are easier than most of the opponents that we faced already. The Lions are easier than most of the opponents we faced already. The Colts are goddamn. If anybody loses to the Colts, you suck. So I don't know, bro. I don't know. I'm talking about the non-divisional games. You're right. The divisional games are going to be tough. They are going to be tough. I honestly think it's going to be a bit. I honestly like this test facing all these divisional teams because it really tests the adversity, how well we can handle adversity on this team, like how well we can push through this season. I kind of like that.
All of a sudden, KB becomes the optimist.
Oh my God.
I just want you to know you got to stick with this.
All
for the rest
my
of the
takes
season.
have been consistent.
I just want you to know. No, this is cap.
We're not that good. We're not that good, but we're winning because of our schedule.
13 wins.
Yes, our
just had 13
schedule.
wins, okay? So you
Yo.
better maintain 13 wins for the rest of the season.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
until we don't win 13 until we don't have 13, wins. I mean,
Let's get to the last topic of the night, guys.
Down. Pierce again. Off he goes again. Pierce.
bro,
I wanted this
Damian
man
freaking
so
Pierce.
bad.
I had him. I
For my
freaking
team.
mark. I mocked him,
Both of
bro.
us
He was in
wanted
my
him
mock
so
draft.
bad. I didn't mock him, but I wanted him so bad. I didn't mock him because I knew he was going to go in the second or third round. That's exactly what happened. I'm like, I don't think the Giants are going to pick a running back that high. He was my favorite running back in the draft.
He was a fourth round.
He's probably going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. Him, Kenan Walker, and Brees Hall, if healthy, we're all going to be duking it out. I love Damian Pierce. And unfortunately, we face him. And unfortunately, our run defense has been basura this season. So go ahead.
Basura. The Texans, bro. So just a little off topic, yo. I seen this concept art for the Texans helmet that looks so freaking fire.
What's
Oh
like the
my
colors on it?
It's a white helmet, but it has like it has the Texans horns, like how they have it, but like they have it like right here. So they got a blue horn here and the red horn here, and it's like popping out of the helmet. You know what I'm saying? It's not like paint. It's like popping out of the helmet a bit. It looks
Well,
pretty
doesn't
good.
that affect helmet design then,
It
bro? Like,
does.
I don't
It
think that's
does.
allowed.
It does. No, I'm not saying they'll ever do that. I'm just saying it looks so freaking good, bro. I wish they would allow that in the NFL. But the Texans, they honestly remind us, like a lot of teams do, remind us of the Giants right now. Obviously not as good as us at all. They just can't. They can't close out games either. They can't close out games like we can, and they've got pieces together, right? Damian Pierce is doing well. Their defense is not very good. They make do with what they have. Derek Stingley is amazing. He is phenomenal. I think nobody's really talking about him as much as they should.
Eric Stingley, you're completely right.
So all the attention's on Sauce Gardner.
And with good reason.
Yeah. He's like the
Ahmad
second ranked
Sauce Gardner.
bro. He's the second ranked cornerback by PFF right now.
He's like a top 5 corner in the NFL already, and he's a rookie. By the way, people don't even know why his nickname is Sauce. They just call him Sauce. For those of you that don't know, and you pay attention to the dude during the draft process, he's called Sauce because like Sauce can cover any food. So it's like he can cover anything. That's like basically the joke, the metaphor with it.
That's a better nickname. Yo, they should have done that for like NBA 2K, bro, instead of like frequency vibrations and crap like that.
But so Sauce with completely good reason is being talked about for defensive rookie of the year and has more attention. But a big part of that is also because he plays in the New York media. This man is out here, Derek Stingley, playing with Houston Texans, a trash team with a trash like media market. So he's not getting any attention. He definitely deserves more. I'm not saying, you know what? No, I will say we still don't know who's the better player, honestly, because Derek Stingley, he's doing this after coming off major injuries. Who knows what he's going to look like next year? But he is also a lockdown corner. Don't sleep on him.
Yep.
What a tough thing for Kenny Galladay if he actually comes back. Like, and I don't even say that like as a joke.
Yeah. Of course, because Kenny Galladay can't create a separation.
Look what Ligma said, bro. As soon as I
said, you can't cover Kenny Galladay, no. Ligma also says, "Can you hit a little rich flex for me, Kid Blue?" 21. Shout out to Ligma, can you do something for me?
Ligma, I hope your practice went well, bro. I hope you gonna pick it back up in your math class, my boy.
Dad, Ligma must really be my son, bro, because I suck at math too. It's all right, son. But yeah, the Texans, here's the thing with the Texans, they're so much like us, but not as good as us that I don't think they have a chance against us, because even though they put up a good fight against the Eagles, you're looking at a team that has a terrible wide receiving core, similar to us, but we find a way to kind of get it done. They have a terrible wide receiving core. Their running game is pretty much the only thing keeping them going, and Davis Mills is like a underperforming version of Daniel Jones. Like, Daniel Jones is levels ahead of him. Davis Mills reminds me of like rookie year Daniel Jones. Just no pocket awareness at all, just running into the sacks.
I know this is a little bit of an off-topic question, but the Texans, I think, are basically kind of in line to get the number 1 pick right now. Should they replace Davis Mills?
Yeah, and they honestly probably should. Like, CJ Stroud maybe going over there, or Bryce Young, whoever. But yeah, that's
a good question by Duran. We were talking about our wide receiver. We have no idea what's gonna happen with Brandon Cooks. if he's gonna continue to
Yeah,
hold out of the
he
game.
is. He is definitely. I think he's definitely going to continue to hold out. I don't think we're gonna have Brandon Cooks. We're not going to face Brandon Cooks, because he just wants to leave. He just wants to be out of there. They have Petrie too. Oh yeah, the rookie Jalen Petrie. So yeah, they got a good little squad there of young players, but like I don't really know what else to talk about because I
We
don't know
know.
too much about them. But I know they're
Let's
just not
talk
that good.
about the matchup that we're gonna suck at, which is our run defense versus Damian Pierce, the monster that he is.
Yeah.
Let's all go ahead, talk about that.
The thing that scares me the most is that this team just cannot tackle. Our team cannot tackle for the life of them. We need like 5 guys to like make second attempt tackles to get a guy down, and Damian Pierce just like leads the league in like broken tackles or something like that. It's insane, absolutely insane. Like over Saquon Barkley, like he has more broken tackle yards than Saquon Barkley, and broken tackles in general. So that's
He's
a
a very
problem.
angry and strong runner. That's
Yeah,
why.
absolutely. And he runs in between the tackles. My only thing that I am holding on to here, and this is just a bit of hope that I have, KB the optimist here. They run in between the tackles a lot. They don't really
Did we
bounce
really
outside.
though? Did we really? I don't think we did. Did we really?
Yeah, we absolutely did. We absolutely did, bro.
In the fourth
We
quarter, he killed us.
Yeah, in the fourth because we just couldn't tackle. We got tired. We got tired. We just let them go. But throughout those 3 quarters, bro, we kept them in check.
So that's what I'll say. We can't do that. We need to be good for like all 4 quarters. I know that's a lot to
Yeah,
ask, but
I agree.
in order for that to happen,
But remember,
the way the defense doesn't get tired is by the offense taking a
but
couple
but
steps up.
but remember this: the Seahawks are a better team, not just their running game. They're just a better
Yeah,
team.
they're a better overall team,
So
yeah, than the
so if the
Texans.
Giants can hold off Damian Pierce for a bit, gain a lead, and then we won't have to worry about Damian Pierce going off in the fourth or whatever the case is because we'll already have a sustainable lead.
Yeah.
But of
You know,
course,
even why I won't say that, bro. Like, even why I won't, just because we held off Kenan Walker a little bit, I won't say that we could hold off.
no, I'm not
Um,
saying that either. I'm not saying that
yeah,
either. I just think we just
because
did a good job.
Kenyon Drake made us look like little boys.
Oh my
Like,
God,
let's not
Kenyon
forget
Drake.
that Kenyon Drake was murdering
But
us.
they're different running backs. Here's the thing: Baltimore has one of the best run blocking schemes in the NFL as far as the outside zone goes. We struggle with that. Like I said, the only thing I'm holding on to here is that the Texans run a lot of in between the tackles running. They don't like to balance it outside. Damian Pierce is not much of an outside runner. So that's the only thing I'm holding on to. If we can just keep him in between the tackles, we can shut those gaps down. Dexter Lawrence can do his thing. Hopefully, Leonard Williams, these guys and the linebackers can just get their head out their asses. But
Yo, that's your uncle in the chat there, KB?
What? My nephew, look, Jabrin. I don't even know who Jabrin is. But
You're
what's
the only
up?
one here with a haircut.
I don't know. Hey, listen, ain't nobody gonna sun me like that. You know what I'm saying?
He's not sonning you though. He's
He
nephewing you.
nephewing me, bro. That's like a different version.
Nah,
of
that's
sunning,
fine,
bro.
bro. Like Uncle Shannon Sharp, bro. Like,
Man, no, nah. Look, Ligma's my son. I son Ligma because he allows me to
by the
son him.
way, Ligma, you shouldn't be scared about KB picking us to win. What scares me is that
You
on
guys
the
suck,
NF
bro.
on the
You guys
NFL
freaking
picks,
suck.
everybody picked us to win, and I don't like that with the NFL picks. Everybody picked us to
Well,
win.
to be fair,
I'm
this team has
scared.
how much wins? This team has like 1 or 2 wins, right?
Yeah, the Texans are like a 1 or 2 win team.
They got 1 win, bro. Come on, like no, there should be no realm of possibility that you don't mean now. I'm sorry, Jabrin. I'm confused, but
I mean, I kind of recognize that last name, but I don't have a haircut if you're talking to me. I'll say this. Durant has way more confidence in our run defense than I do. We are a terrible run defense. I don't know why that's so hard to accept.
CMC didn't do jack under that 40. He had 100 yards, but even if you take away those 40 yards, he had like 125 yards rushing. He still would have 80 yards. Bro's going Hollywood. But yeah, I don't even know what else we were talking about after that. But Damian Pierce is he's the only problem really, and Derek Stingley. Damian Pierce, the 2 rookies. Nobody else really scares me. So yeah.
So we talked about what we will struggle against the Texans. What will the Texans struggle with when it comes to us?
That's a good question. That's a pretty damn good.
You say
Well,
that we're
one
the
thing I
better
will
team, and I agree
say,
with you. We're the better team, but like, what? Yeah, I'm trying to think. What would
what
we
I will,
dominate
what I
in?
will say is, first of all, our D line is gonna smash them. As far as interior, our interior D line is probably gonna smash them. Yeah. Who's on the interior? Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Who's on their interior?
Hey, yo, what did you say?
Oh,
What did you say? You said it twice. You said it twice. Say it again.
no regrets. No regrets. We are going to smash that interior offensive line, bro. We are going to smash them into oblivion. That interior offensive line. But yeah, Dexter Lawrence is going to destroy them, and then their wide receivers are not like our defensive backs. I trust our defensive backs versus their wide receivers. So that's I think we have a big advantage when it comes to that.
There's no way. Hold up. There's no way.
What?
The Texans have the worst rushing defense in the NFL. I was checking. I'm like, is their rushing defense good? They're ranked 32nd in the NFL, and it's not close. They're giving up 180.6 yards rushing a game.
Damn!
The second worst team, Detroit, is giving up like 40 yards less. Detroit only gives up 148 yards. 180.6
yards?
How did I not notice until I just looked it up? I'm
What
like,
kind
where's
of
the
team
defense
does
bad at?
that?
180 yards is insane, bro. And yo, guess
Saquon
their
had
last
a
three.
feast.
Guess what their last three is?
What?
In their last 3 games, we're averaging giving up 207 yards rushing.
God damn. Yo, let's go. Let's go, Saquon. Yo, we better not throw the ball once, bro. This is about to be Saquon versus the
Mike
Washington
Kafka is gonna disappoint you.
team.
I'm just letting you know right now, my boy. I'm just letting you know because I've come to terms with it for
Bro,
several weeks now.
he's gonna have
He gonna
four.
disappoint you.
Bro, he's gonna have 4 attempts for 50 yards and be like, all right, we're gonna stop. We're gonna stop using him. Oh man. Like Drake
Bro,
smashed 21. I have to
180
say
yards
21. Can you
crazy,
do
bro.
some for me?
180 yards is
Do your
crazy,
thing,
bro.
21. I'm gonna say do your thing, 26. Do your thing. Let's go.
Really,
Speaking
you
of-
don't got anything else to add to them having 100? I feel like that's so crazy. 180, basically
Bro,
181 yards
I
a
said
game.
enough, bro. This is gonna be Saquon versus the Washington football team back in like what was that 2019 or something like that 2020? No, it was 2019 when he just like went off on them. They had to sit him because he was doing too much. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's exactly what's gonna happen, bro. Saquon's gonna have 200 yards, bro. You hear me?
So somebody in here says, and it's the rant, Saquon's gonna break AP's record. What is AP's record for rushing yards in a game? Isn't it like 300?
Bro, it's 296.
Yeah, that's basically 300. I don't know about all that.
Bro, that's college, bro. That's college number, bro. That's how you know AP is the best, bro. Oh man. I think AP might be the best running back of all time. But
All time? Yeah, I could agree with that, honestly.
I think he's the best of all time. Like I'm a Barry guy, but there's no denying AP.
Let me ask you something legit now because you already know what my reaction would be. But knowing that this Texans team is giving up 181 yards rushing a game, what would you say to Mike Kafka at the halftime when we have 6 yards or like 6 rushing attempts for 12 yards, bro? What do
Well,
you
if
tell
I'm
Mike
Brian
Kafka?
Dable, I say, listen, I'm taking over. I'm taking over. That's what I would
That
say.
is insane. Let me turn off my ad block real quick so I could check see what their passing defense is, bro. It's not even close. It's literally 40 yards away from the next team over. Let's see opponents passing defense. This is crazy, man. This is absolutely crazy.
Adrian beat your son. Bro, honestly, that whole thing that happened with Adrian, bro.
So Houston, they're not terrible. They're middle of the pack. They're 19th in terms of passing defense.
That's actually
So
to me though, that's terrible because if you have the worst rushing defense, you would think that you would have a better passing stat just to pad the stats because teams wouldn't be passing on you as much. You're still below average in the passing game, and teams are running all over you, bro. That's terrible.
I mean, that's why they're in line to get the #1 overall pick.
That's why they're
maybe
the only team.
maybe
They're
they
the
maybe
only
they
team
should
in the
trade,
league
bro. Maybe they
with
should
1
trade
win.
back from #1 and get some like linebackers and DTs, bro.
Bro, they're the only team in the league with 1 win.
I didn't even realize that. You're right. You are right. So that's funny. Our rushing defense might struggle against their running back, and please, for the love of God, make their worst rushing defense of the NFL struggle against Saquon Barkley. Mike
This
Kafka,
is
I
gonna be
can't
an
take it.
old school
I
game.
cannot take it, Mike Kafka. Please don't be passing the ball every first down. Please, I'm begging you.
Can you do a little flexible, man?
This is obviously true as well. Don't be fooled by the rank 180. But that's why I talked about the last three. The last three games, the average is 207. Like they've been struggling recently too. With the Seattle was very. People were saying Seattle was one of the worst run defenses in the NFL. But I did bring up the
They
last three
held
games
us.
in the podcast before that, especially the last game against the Chargers where they held them to 56. So Seattle was on the upturn. This team is on the downturn.
Yeah, and Seahawks
you
fans
keep
let
that in
me know
mind.
that they did change things up as far as defensive scheme for the Seahawks, so that's why they're doing better.
Yeah. So we're about an hour 45 in, hour 46 in. We're gonna close it out basically right now. KB, any last thoughts before we go out?
Durant had a quick question. Does DJ surpass Fields' rushing stats from last week? Hell no.
Justin Fields owns the record now, doesn't he?
The record. First of
broke
all,
Michael Vick's record.
178 yards is nasty, bro. That is net. He had 123 passing. Golly, but shout out to Justin Fields, man. He's balling.
Yeah.
He's doing all he can with that garbage team around him. But nothing. I think the Giants will win. I'm gonna give a score because I just love doing that. I'm gonna give a score. Yo, can we hit 30, bro?
No.
Can we hit 30? Bro, honestly, I think we're gonna
It's not
hit 30 at some point. We're facing bad defenses coming up.
You wanna bet on that?
The Lions have one of the worst defenses in the
You
NFL.
wanna bet on that?
Should I put some dew on it?
Yeah, I'll put some dew on it.
So you say we don't hit 30 this season?
I don't think we hit 30
next season.
Yeah, I don't think we hit 30 this season. I'll be honest. I don't think we hit 30 this season.
I wanna have that hope, but you know what? I'm not gonna do it. You know.
All his optimism gone.
Oh yeah, it just gone. But yeah, I think the Giants are gonna win 27-17. I think it'll be a good win.
I think the Giants would also win. I'd say 23-17 is what I'll say. Get a couple kicks in there because that's just how our team operates.
Yep.
And yeah, and shout out to everybody that watched. Thank you guys so much. 37 people in it right now. Still only 23 likes. Please, before you head out, hit that like button.
Hit that like button, or I'll be at your house. Hit that
subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button if you're new, and share it out for sure for any other fans. If you don't hit the like button, I'm gonna just roll up and be outside your house, and I'm just gonna stare at you menacingly. You're not gonna know what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna be there plotting.
He's just gonna look at you like this.
And I'm gonna be there for the entire night. So hit that like button. Shout out to everybody. Way too many people to give a shout out to. Thank you guys so much. And we are going to be out.